Have you ever had one of those days where you just can't be bothered to shave? Now imagine showing up to work, still not shaved. And instead of getting odd looks, people bow to you, because you're the queen. Yes, there really was a woman in history who ruled a vast empire, while wearing a beard. And no, it wasn't a fashion accident. This was part politics, part theater, and part let's confuse my enemies just enough to keep them on their toes. Let's meet her. Our bearded monarch was none other than Hatshepsut, ancient Egypt's most successful female pharaoh, who reigned in the 15th century BCE. Here's the thing. Egypt wasn't totally against powerful women. They worshipped goddesses, told stories about warrior queens, and had plenty of formidable mothers running the palace. But actually wearing the crown as pharaoh, that was supposed to be a boys' club. When her husband, Thutmose II, died young, the throne was supposed to go to his son, Thutmose III, who awkwardly was still a child. Hatshepsut was meant to be his regent, just holding the fort until he grew up. But somewhere along the way, she decided, actually, I think I'll keep this. And so began one of the most fascinating reigns in Egyptian history, and one of the strangest style choices. Now Hatshepsut didn't grow a beard naturally. This wasn't a case of Egyptian hormones gone wild. Instead, she wore a ceremonial false beard, a kind of gold-laden goat hair chin accessory that every pharaoh wore during official duties. It was like a necktie for Egyptian royalty, except instead of looking sharp for the boardroom, you looked divine for the gods. Why? Because the beard wasn't about gender. It was about power. In Egyptian art, pharaohs were depicted as godlike. Strong jaw, perfect posture, eternal youth, and that iconic beard. Even gods like Osiris were shown with one. So, if you wanted people to see you as the real deal, you wore the beard. No exceptions. By putting it on, Hatshepsut wasn't pretending to be a man. She was stepping into the role of pharaoh, which just happened to come with chin bling. The beard was only the start. Over time, Hatshepsut's official statues and carvings began to depict her entirely in the male pharaoh style. Broad chest, kilt, bare torso. The whole look. This wasn't gender confusion, it was branding. Imagine a modern CEO suddenly deciding to wear the exact same suit, every day, forever, because that's what the role looked like in people's minds. But off-duty, evidence suggests she still dressed as a woman. Think of it as having two wardrobes. One for royal ceremonies, one for a relaxed evening with wine and figs. Her subjects got used to it, and while some may have whispered about the unusual image, the real takeaway was, this woman was in control, and control she had. Hatshepsut's reign was a time of peace, stability, and jaw-dropping architecture. She expanded trade routes, especially the legendary expedition to Punt, a mysterious, far-off land that brought back treasures like gold, ebony, myrrh, trees, and probably stories about that Egyptian queen with the beard. She built temples that still make modern tourists gasp, most famously the stunning mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahari, a building so symmetrical and elegant, it looks like ancient Egypt's answer to a luxury spa resort. Under her rule, Egypt got richer, fancier, and calmer. She wasn't just wearing the beard, she was earning it. Meanwhile, what about poor Thutmose III, the boy king she was keeping the seat warm for? Well, he grew up. And for years, he and Hatshepsut technically ruled together, but it was clear who was in charge. Picture a teenager working as assistant manager at a family business while their stepmother runs the show. To his credit, Thutmose didn't seem to mind, at least publicly. He got his training, led a few campaigns, and probably learned a lot about ruling from her. Still, it must have been strange for him. The man destined to be pharaoh, watching his stepmother command the throne in a ceremonial beard. Hatshepsut ruled for over 2 decades, a remarkable achievement for any pharaoh, let alone a female one. But after her death, something odd happened. Her images and name began disappearing from monuments. Statues smashed, cartouches chiseled away. Was it revenge from Thutmose III? Some historians think so. Others believe it was a more subtle attempt to tidy up the royal lineage, so future Egyptians wouldn't be confused about why a woman was listed among the kings. Either way, her face, bearded or not, vanished from history for centuries, until archaeologists pieced together her story in the 19th century. Turns out, erasing someone from history is harder than it looks. So, what do we take from the tale of Egypt's bearded queen? First, power is about perception. In ancient Egypt, a beard didn't make you a man, it made you a pharaoh. Hatshepsut understood the importance of image, and she used it masterfully. Second, Sometimes the best way to break a rule is to pretend you're following it. By dressing in the uniform of male kingship, she actually made space for a female ruler to exist, without sparking outright rebellion. And finally, history loves a good twist. A queen with a beard might sound ridiculous at first, but it worked. And it worked for 22 years. So next time someone tells you to dress for the job you want, remember Hatshepsut, who dressed for the gods, ran a golden age, and made a fake beard look like the ultimate power move. If you enjoyed this little trip to ancient Egypt, beard and all, give the video a like, share it with your fellow history lovers, and hit that subscribe button for more strange but true tales from the past. And who knows, maybe tomorrow, you'll be tempted to wear a little chin bling to work.